Cheers. Oh. Hey you, it's Sienna here and welcome back. So I know it has absolutely nothing to do with music, but as you can tell by the title, I thought it would be super fun today to take you through the process of how we make our own wine. So both my parents grew up making their own wine at home. So when they grew up, they decided to keep the process going, and we've been making our own wine for years and years now. So I get asked a lot of questions about this when I tell people that I make my own wine. Like, do we stomp on our grapes? And sorry to disappoint, but we don't. So if you're planning on trying this yourself, just be warned, it's not easy, but I'm sure if you were dedicated enough, you'd be able to do it, just in much a smaller quantity than what we did. So just a little disclaimer, we are not licensed, we don't sell the wine or have a brand, we just make it for our own personal use. On that note, another disclaimer, I am not an alcoholic. I love me a good glass of red, but I don't drink often. I'm a social drinker, like with friends and out at pubs and bars, back when we could do that. Or I think we can now. Anyway, yeah, so not an alcoholic. Alrighty, let's do this. I don't know why I did that. I thought it would look cool. Okay, so the end-to-end process from the day the grapes arrive to the day that you can drink your first glass is about 6 to 7 weeks. So I started filming for this video right at the start of the process, like the day the grapes arrived. So here they are. Da, 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 da. So these grapes we get delivered from the best vineyards in Australia, Barossa Valley. Fun fact, I lived there for a while. And you're probably thinking, man, that's a lot of grapes. And you're right, that is 280 kilograms of grapes. And that usually lasts us about a year and makes us 180 bottles that we share with friends. No, we do. So we make red and white, but more red. And for the red, we use a combo of Grenache and Shiraz and also red Moscato grapes. And for the white, we use white Moscato grapes. So once the grapes have arrived, the first step is to wash them. We always wash our grapes to get off any pesticides or bugs. And then we use this hand crusher that we had made for us to essentially crush each of the grapes and start getting some of that grape juice out. So then we put all of that into these bins that we bought specifically for this process. No, we don't put rubbish in them. And they stay in these bins for between 1 to 3 days, depending on if it's white or red. And what happens is all of the skins actually float to the top. And the skins actually hold a lot of the flavor. So in that time, we actually have to mix it all back together twice a day so all the flavors come out. So that's what I'm doing there. So then we separate the juice and the skins, and we use a press to get the rest of the juice out of the skins and seeds and stuff. So as you can see, I'm hard at work there. So all that grape juice is coming out from the dried skins and stuff as it's all being pressed down. Then Mum and I like to steal some around here because it's really sweet and bubbly. That's our favorite stage. It's so yum. Then we put all of that grape juice into these airtight containers to avoid oxidation with an airlock, and the fermentation process begins. So that's basically all the natural sugar from the grapes starts turning into alcohol. So what you see here, the water bubbling in the airlock on top tells us that the wine is fermenting and carbon dioxide is being released. So that's what that little bubbly thing is doing. So if you were doing this at home, like, I don't know, if you maybe just got like a funnel, no, that wouldn't work. Look, if you genuinely want to do this at home, ask me and I'll ask my dad how you would do that without like the airlock container with that little bubbly thing. Ask me about anything. Honestly, I'm a pro at this stage. I'm a pro at drinking. Still not an alcoholic. Anyways, so the bubbling will be really quick at the start for like the first 1 to 2 weeks. And then after that, the bubbling will start to slow down. And in another 4 weeks, it's ready. And so this is when the bubbling has essentially stopped. There might be one, occasional bubble, but It stopped and it's been sitting there like this for about 4 weeks now. So then when it is ready, we use a hose and funnels to pour it into wine bottles, which we clean out and reuse. So that's us doing that. So here you can see lots of settled yeast, which we're really careful not to mix in with the wine as we pour it. So that just means holding it really still so that any settled yeast doesn't start coming up and mixing in with the wine, the juice. You know what I mean. And then we put the lids on and it's good to go. Woohoo! Oh, everyone's gonna think I'm an alcoholic. So that is the process of how we make our own wine at home. I tried to keep it nice and simple-ish, but so that you could still maybe do it if you wanted to. I actually have had a couple of people saying that they want to try it, so do reach out to me with any questions and I won't know the answers, but my dad will and I'll see if I can help. I am not encouraging the drinking of the wine though. If you don't like that kind of thing, that's totally cool. Totally understand. But yes, do feel free to reach out if you want to know more. So that's it. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this glass. I've been really careful not to have drank 3. That sounds like an alcoholic. Sienna, stop. Let me know if you like this video. I know it had absolutely nothing to do with music, but I think it's an interesting process that I get asked about a lot. So I thought, why not do a video on it? I love you guys so much. Drink in moderation, and I will see you next week. Mwah. Bye.